things are falling apart. And I think that's a good thing because personally, I'm holding this line of stubbornness, and I don't know how ignorant I am, maybe pretty ignorant, and I don't know how much of this is just out of my own fear, maybe all of it. I'm holding this line that says, I'm not willing to participate in the economy as it is. Why? Because it's so unjust and so doesn't need to be that way that if I can just stay put and stand here and kind of put a wrench in the gears, even if it breaks me, maybe that's just what I need to do. And I don't think that that's really an ideal situation or solution. But if my gain comes at your loss, I'm sure there are ways that that can be justified. And there's always a way that it can be justified, right? And we also know that it's much more I don't know what it is. I'm not going to try and pretend that I know what it is, but we know that it's possible to lift up everyone at the same time. And it is absolutely within our grasp, it's within our capacity to do that. And it requires a truly collective effort. And I don't know how I'm supposed to contribute to that. We all had some kind of an education somewhere along the way, probably, and learned about history and all of these movements and things that have been happening. And there have been people speaking up for these kinds of messages forever. Oftentimes, it's sometimes more on behalf of a certain smaller group of people. Usually there's an us versus them element to it. And for me, there is no them. Like there's no other people. There's no other group. And I've always felt that way since I was a child. Like I'm sure there must be a lot of other folks out there who have felt the same way, where even from a young age, you are being educated as if, okay, well, there's this group, that group, this group, that group, we're part of this and they're part of that, and everything is opposed. But you knew that wasn't true. You knew it wasn't true, and you knew that everyone was, part of the same thing and together and blah, 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 blah. And for me personally, like, I really just never was willing to buy into the fact that people wanted to pretend that there was separation. And what can I do at this point? I don't know. There is always the acceptance of things as they are. And there's also the recognition of what is possible. More and more people are waking up to the fact that it is absolutely possible, it is absolutely within our reach to be able to lift up all people at once. There's no need for you to hold on to what you believe to be yours. Okay? Now, there will become more and more people that feel this way, the more and more that I don't want to make it about the small little picture of the economic angle, okay? It's not about the money, right? This isn't about the money. You can use that as a justification, and you can use that perspective to try to make yourself feel okay about the fact that you're benefiting at someone else's expense, right? And I feel angry about that personally. I'm sitting here and I have been waiting my entire life for a recognition of the fact that we are all in this together and we're all. I don't know what it is that I'm not doing, if there's anything that I'm not doing to contribute to this. I don't know where it is that I'm holding myself back. And I've not been able to encounter any kind of teachers or guides who have been able to point anything like that out to me. So I've just been sitting here with this on my own. And I know that so many other people are feeling the same way. And I'm not looking for a solution to it. It's like, I just have nothing better to do right now, I guess, than just to sit here and talk because I'm not able to work anymore. I'm not able to participate and be a cog in the economical, financial wheel. And I was never into the idea of countries and borders from the very beginning of my life, and I'm still not into it now. It's so uninteresting, right? Am I crazy here? Is it just me, or, I was talking about boundaries, right? Is it just me, or are boundaries in that sense just really misguided? Like, the idea of a personal boundary is something that I guess makes sense because we're all individuals, right? But the idea of a community like a village or a town or a state or a country um, are really more just convenient, like, configurations of ideas that we have superimposed on top of what is real so that we can manage our fears and manage our fears and try to control things and protect ourselves from destruction, right? And as long as we're afraid of death and as long as we're afraid of destruction, it seems like we're always going to, on some level, protect ourselves in that way against these outsiders, these negative entities, these bad guys, these others, right? There's no others. There's no bad guys. That's the thing, is there's really no bad guys.